All right, how's everyone doing today? Today I want to just make a quick video talking about how important I feel that catechesis is and the problems that I see, especially with catechesis, and the problems that I had with catechesis. But before I start, I wanted to just say thank you everyone for watching the videos, and thank you for commenting, thank you for subscribing, and I just want to say how happy I am to be able to make videos and talk about the faith and talk about Catholicism and defend it and all of those things, talk about it, whatever those things may be. I just feel like I'm so blessed to be able to talk about Catholicism because it's something I love. It's what I want to dedicate my life to, and I feel like this YouTube channel has really shown me that I want to have a ministry. And I don't know if that ministry may be me maybe becoming a priest, or if that ministry may be me becoming a teacher or something, whatever that may be. I think this channel has just been so beneficial to my spiritual health and shown me what I want to do when I'm older. So I want to thank you guys for that. But one thing I've noticed just with a lot of Catholics, I was talking with my priest yesterday, and we have a high population of Hispanics in our parish, and I was telling him, like, my biggest concern for Hispanics is that a lot of Hispanics are more like, it's a blessing and a curse, right? We as Hispanics have a lot of Catholics. You go to Mexico and you're going to see a Catholic church on almost every corner. And I think that's something that's great. I think it's beautiful. It makes me super happy that Catholics are able to have that, and that there's so many Catholics. That's obviously a blessing. We want everyone to be Catholic. We want everyone to come to the fullness of the truth. But it also can be a curse, because then you have a lot of people who are just more culturally Catholic rather than being Catholic because they love being Catholic. You know what I mean? You have a lot more people who are just Catholic because their family's Catholic, their parents are Catholic, their parents make them go to Mass on Sundays and pray a rosary every once in a while, but there is no real catechesis there. They don't have to really be catechized in the way that I feel like you do in the United States. And I was telling my parish priest this, and I was telling him, I was like, it's honestly a big concern to me, because you can ask, I'm not saying this is all Hispanic Catholics. Hispanic Catholics obviously are very very passionate about the faith and care a lot about it. And there's a lot that are on fire, absolutely on fire for the Lord. But I feel like what you notice a lot with Hispanic Catholics is, like, they're not well catechized, and you can ask some of them and say, hey, what do you know about so and so? Like, how do you feel about this? And they don't really know. Like, they just are there rather than being, they're just physically there rather than being spiritually and mentally there. Mentally present spiritually and mentally present in the church. And it brings me to another issue I see with catechesis is so, like, new converts. So, like, I was technically a convert. I wasn't a convert from any other denomination, but I was a convert from nothing. I wasn't baptized in anything, or I had not, I guess I hadn't been a Christian. So when I was getting baptized in 8th grade, I'm a junior now in high school, but I was in 8th grade and I was in catechesis to be baptized. I think it was different for me because I was put in a kids class, so I didn't really pay attention. It was boring. Like, we read picture books about Jesus. Obviously, for me, that's probably not gonna get a kid like, my age in 8th grade very excited about Jesus. But I probably learned nothing in my catechesis. If I'm gonna be honest, I just went because they gave us like donuts and chocolate milk, but I did enjoy mass. I did enjoy being Catholic, and I wanted to be Catholic. Like I told my mom, like this is what I want to do. I was getting iffy about it at one point because I was just too lazy to go after the classes, or I didn't want to go to mass or whatever, that, just me being silly. And my message and what I would want to tell people is like, don't take your catechesis for granted the way I did. Like, that's such a beautiful process that I wish that I would have taken care of, and I wish I would have enjoyed it and savored it more than I did. And unfortunately, I really didn't. Unfortunately, I tried to rush through the process. I just tried to get it over with rather than enjoying like the process of becoming Catholic and then being able to receive the sacraments. Obviously, if you did do that, and then later you realize like, oh, well, I took my catechesis for granted. I took my baptism for granted. Obviously, that's okay. Like you're always gonna have a chance to repent and a chance to learn more about the church. It's not like it's a super big problem. Like, don't worry about that, obviously, but be mindful, because this is not always going to be here. You're not always going to be a catechumen and catechesis. You're eventually going to be. I just wish I could have, because I had my honeymoon stage later, after I was already baptized, rather than when I was getting baptized. So what I'm trying to do is just encourage people, like, take your catechesis seriously, because it's a one-time thing, and it's something that I feel like a lot of people will regret if they don't take advantage of it, because it's something that's just so beautiful. And then also, to the first point I was making in the video, is that to the people who are Catholic more culturally, I encourage you to look into the church, to look into where Catholicism comes from, why we're Catholic, the history of the church, the doctrines of the church, what the church actually believes. Look into the beauty of the church, and I promise you, even if you're not in love with Catholicism 100%, and even if you're not someone who's like, after that, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do a holy hour every day, that's okay. But I promise you, you will walk away with more than you thought you would. You are going to be a person who knows more about your faith. You're going to be a person who appreciates it more. So that's what I encourage someone. If you feel like, I'm probably more culturally Catholic, I'm more Catholic because of my culture and my family is, rather than I'm Catholic because I love being Catholic. You know what I mean? Then I encourage you to research the church and realize and think about, okay, why am I Catholic? Why does this matter? Why do we do our sacraments? And I promise you, 10 times out of 10, you're going to walk away with more than you left with, and you're going to appreciate it more. You're going to love it more. And then to people who are currently in catechesis, enjoy it. Savor it. Don't try to rush through it. Don't try to know everything at once, which is something I feel like I do. Don't try to rush through it. Try to enjoy it. Try to appreciate the process that you're going through, because one day you're not going to be a catechumen. You're going to look back on it and it's like, man, what a time that was. And I would much rather you guys have that experience with catechesis rather than the experience that I did. And I wish that I could go back and take it more seriously. I wish that I could go back and enjoy it more. But yeah, that's just a little short message I had for you guys today. Let me know if you guys, let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. And let me know what kind of videos that you guys want me to do. So, see ya.